Hey everybody, Ty McDuffie here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you a really simple process for how you can take your book idea and get it onto Amazon and start selling it and making money off of your book. It's a very easy process, but it does involve several steps that need to be followed correctly. So I'm going to share with you my process and the things I learned along the way as I went about publishing my first book to Amazon. So without further ado, let's get started. Obviously, aside from writing your book and having the idea and getting it all typed out, the first thing you're going to need to do is actually get your work and format it correctly in a way that Amazon will take it so that Amazon can print your book and get the margins all lined up and everything like that so that your book doesn't look all crazy whenever it's published. Here's how you do that. Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing, this is the platform that you're going to be working with. And they have paperback and hardcover manuscript templates, as you can see here. So if you just go on Google and type in KDP templates, this will pop up. You click on this link, and when you scroll down, you'll see here under contents, there's a couple different options. But what you're looking for here is choose a template. Once you click on that, you're going to be taken down to this choose a template section. What you're going to do in this section here is go down and click on download templates with sample content. Once you do that, you're going to go in this section right here and select the language that your book is in. My book is in English, as is this video. So for the purposes of this training exercise, we're going to go with English. Now, once you select your language, you're going to have a bunch of different options here. You see 5x8, 7x10, a bunch of different sizing and formats that you can use. Now, for my book, which was nonfiction, I selected a 6x9-inch format because that is the industry standard for nonfiction. But whatever type of work that you plan to publish, do some research and figure out what the standard industry size is. For example, a photography book, a fiction book, a nonfiction book, autobiography. These all might have different industry standards for their sizes, but for the purposes of this video, we're going to be working with a 6x9, which I recommend for any nonfiction. Once you pull up and have all of that downloaded, it'll take you into a Microsoft Word document, which gives you some sample content that you can use. This is the exact file that I used. It gives you a book title, an author name, a copyright, an ISBN number that you can fill in, a dedication page, a table of contents, an acknowledgement section, and then you have chapter 1, and it goes on throughout the remaining chapters, and you can work with this as much as you want. Now, here's what I recommend and what I did. You want to take all of this content and Control A to select all, Control C to copy. And the easiest way to work with this is to go into Google Docs and paste all of it. That's what I did for my book here called Going Inward: Explorations at the Nexus of Mind, Body, and Spirit. I find that Google Docs is a little bit easier to work with than Microsoft Word for this. But if you go and paste in Google Docs what you had in the Microsoft Word document, it will translate the margins successfully, and that's all you really need. Once you have that, you can customize the contents of your books. Here I have my table of contents, my acknowledgments, and I just went through and then filled out the rest of my book. It's 178 pages, but that's what I did. So the first step, obviously, in publishing your book is you have to write the book. I can't help you with that. That's a process that you're going to have to do on your own, but that's step 1, is getting a template and then filling that template out with your content. Once you've done this, the next thing that you're going to do is go on to the Kindle Direct Publishing platform. Another fair warning, there are a few steps in this that I'm not going to go over with you because I can't fill out this information for you. But when you create an account on Kindle Direct Publishing, you're going to have to fill in some information before you can actually get paid. You're going to have to fill in your information, such as your name, date of birth, and address. You're also going to have to give Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing your social security number and your tax information if you plan on making money and selling this book and receiving the profits from your sales. So you can do that in your account. It's not very hard. You just go in and fill out your information, and I'm going to help you with the steps afterwards from that. So I'm right here on this Kindle Direct Publishing bookshelf page, which is where all of your works are going to live. You can see mine right here. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to walk you through the steps involved in creating a new work, managing and selecting how everything looks, and then publishing that work. So we have right here, create. This is where you'll create a new title or series. So we're going to click on this big create button. It'll bring up a page that asks you what you would like to create. Here you have 5 options. You have a Kindle ebook, paperback, hardcover, series, Kindle Vea. I'm not sure what that is. For the sake of this video, I'm going to show you how to make a paperback. Click on Create Paperback. Select the language that your paperback book will be in. Mine is English. Right here, you have your book title. You can type in whatever your title is going to be. My title was Going Inward. Here you have the option for a subtitle. If your book is part of a series, you can select this here. If not, you don't need to worry about it. Edition number, again, if this is the 3rd edition of your book, you can enter that information. If not, don't worry about it. Here in this author section is where you'll enter your name or your pen name. So for example, I'll enter my name, Ty McDuffie, and I'll move on. Description down here is where you'll summarize your book. This will be your product description on Amazon so customers can learn more about your book. So you'll want to spend some time on this section and really get it right. I recommend writing it and rewriting it a couple times because this is the information that potential customers are going to see whenever they're thinking about purchasing your book. So write this carefully. You're going to enter that information there, and you'll scroll down to publishing rights. I own the copyright and I hold necessary publishing rights. If you wrote the book yourself, then you do own the copyright and you have the necessary publishing rights. Fill this section out. If you have sexually explicit images or titles, you'll need to select yes. If not, select no. And here you can select the reading age. This is optional. You can go from as young to baby up to 18 plus. Just select the age of readers that would enjoy your book. Again, that place is optional. Next, you're going to select your book's primary marketplace. Where do you expect the majority of your sales to come from? You can select Amazon.com. You can go to the UK, Australia. These are just a couple of options depending on where you live, but I just selected Amazon.com. Now, categories. This is where you're going to be able to select your categories and subcategories that will place your book in different drop-down menus, and these need to accurately describe your book's subject matter. Your book will appear in these locations in the Amazon store. So for my book, personally, I selected something like religion and spirituality. You can select New Age. You can select spiritual healing, and just go through and select whatever applies to your book, the different categories and subcategories. Do a little bit of research and find out which category your book needs to be in, because like I said, that's where your book will live on Amazon. Once you've done that, you're going to save the categories, and you can go here and choose up to 7 keywords that describe your book. How do I choose keywords? Search keywords help readers find your book when they browse the Amazon site. You can enter keywords or short phrases that describe your book and are relevant to its content. The best keywords are those that do not repeat the title, category, or description, as these are already used to help readers find your book. Here's how I chose the keywords for my book, and this is a general SEO tip no matter what platform you're using or what you're trying to do. You can go on Amazon in private mode, in a private window. Private because it's not holding your cookies or your search information. So when you go on Amazon and you click on the search bar, this drop-down list is a bunch of search terms that people are already looking for. So you're going to want to look at that and experiment with potential search terms that someone who's interested in your book would think about typing in. So for my book, I did self-help, and a couple of the different options are self-help books for women, self-help books for men. You can also type in, let's say, religion. Down here we have religion and spirituality, religion books for kids. Another good term to type in would be best-selling books. We have best-selling books 2023. I hope you're starting to get the point here. You're just going to want to go through and look for search terms that are popular on Amazon that would also correlate to your book. Another one could be autobiography. So down here we have autobiography books, autobiography books, bestsellers 2023. These are a list of search terms that are already popular on Amazon, and if you use them, they'll help your book pop up on Amazon when people search these terms more. So go through and fill out this section with the 7 keywords that best describe your book that are also being searched for on Amazon. Once you've done that, move on to the publication date. The publication date tells readers when the book was originally published. If your book hasn't been published before, select the first option here. Publication date and release date are the same. And you'll go here and release my book for sale now. Once you do this, it's going to take about 72 hours for your book to go live, but you're going to want to save and continue. Once you've done this, you're well on your way to publishing your book. You'll need a print ISBN for your book. What is an ISBN? ISBN stands for International Standard Book Number. It's used to identify your book's attributes such as format, edition, and publisher, and most books are required to have this. The good news is, if you're confused, Amazon will just assign you a free ISBN. So you can just click here, and Amazon will assign it for you. Just like that. It's super easy. My book's now been assigned a free Kindle ISBN. It's that number right there, which you can copy and paste and plug into your document right there if you're using the template that I discussed with you earlier. Next, you're going to go down to print options, and you can select whichever one of these suits your fancy. I just selected the default one that it comes with. If you look down here, you can click through each option. Do you want it to be color? Do you want it to be black and white? And these little descriptions down here to the right will tell you what the options are used for, essentially. So right here, because my book was a nonfiction, I picked black and white interior with white paper, typical for nonfiction. Trim size, this is the size that your book will be when it's printed, the dimensions. So you can set which one you want. Again, I did 6x9 for mine. You can select a different size if you'd like, but I recommend researching what the standard industry size is for your particular genre of book. These are all just custom settings. that you can play with depending on how you want your book to look. But moving on from that, we're not going to spend too much time there. It's time to upload your manuscript. Once you've written your book and got it formatted the way you want, the table of contents is set up and updated, your dedications page, your acknowledgments, and the actual content of the book are in a Google Docs format in the way that you want it, it's time to upload your manuscript. This message right here tells that you can upload your manuscript in a doc format, which is Microsoft Word, a docx format, which is Google Docs, HTML, RTF. But Amazon recommends that you use a formatted PDF. So if you've used the template that I gave you and that you downloaded, you can just go on Google Docs, go to File, come down here to Download, and you can select PDF. And that will give you a PDF edition of your work that you can download and then use. So you're going to upload your paperback manuscript right here in the PDF format. Next, you're going to move on to your book cover. And the simplest way to do this, from my experience, is to use Amazon's book cover creator. They have a bunch of different royalty-free covers that you can choose from. And these are already going to do the hard lifting for you by formatting it, by being able to have your cover in just a few short steps. So you can launch Cover Creator on the Amazon KDP platform. Look through this little instruction manual if you'd like. The steps are choose design, style and edit, and preview. So you can select an option from your computer, or you can just use Amazon's image gallery. This is what I did. And the Amazon image gallery is going to give you a bunch of different topics that you can choose from. So let's say your book's about nature. You can come here and find a bunch of different covers. For example, this one. Use this image. And it's going to have a bunch of different placings. For example, I'm going to choose this one. Here's your title. You can change that, capitalize it, move it around, do whatever you want with it. Select the text and where you want your author name to go on the spine. And then go over here. You can upload your placeholder image. You can type in whatever you want on the back of your book. It's super simple, super easy. So I'm going to fill all this out as you would do. Upload your cover image, or your author image, excuse me. So we're just going to pretend that this is my author image. In actuality, you'll want a nice picture of yourself, and you're going to save it. Now, this is not the most aesthetically pleasing cover that I've ever made, but for the sake of this video, I'm just showing you how to do it. It's very simple, very easy. You're going to preview your cover. Takes a little while for it to load and update, so just be patient. And here we have it. The cover of my book, Going Inward by Ty McDuffie. And we have this nice picture of me here. We have my cover on the back. We have my cover on the front. Obviously, yours is going to look different. It's going to actually have the text that you want, but you're getting the main point here. Save and submit. Now, once you've done that, you're going to see that your cover is uploaded successfully. And it's going to ask you this question here about AI-generated content. I don't know why they're asking you this question. I don't know what they're doing with this information. Even if you did use AI tools in creating the text, images, or translations in your book, I recommend selecting that you didn't, because Amazon's recently had an influx of AI-generated content, and I reckon that they're going to go through and start scrubbing some of this AI-generated stuff that they deem as low quality, because people are just spamming books and uploading them and uploading them and uploading them to Amazon and selling them, and some of them are low quality. So Do your own research into this section. Find out for yourself what you think Amazon is doing with this information and tread carefully. I recommend selecting no, but feel free to proceed at your own risk on that question. Once you answer that question, well, I need to upload my manuscript. So I'm going to put the PDF right there. You saw I had a little message down below telling me to upload my manuscript. So that's what I'm doing right now. Save successful. And you're going to go right here, save and continue. Please review your book. And it's now preparing my files. KDP is processing your manuscript and book cover to generate a print-ready file. This requires a number of steps and can take several minutes. So again, just be patient. It doesn't take long. It's checking my cover for quality issues, etc. You see here that I'm in the print previewer section now. And you can check what your manuscript looks like. Here's my cover. Here's my intro, my table of contents, my first chapter. You'll go through. Yours will look different than mine. But just go through, click through, make sure that it looks the way that you want, and then click approve if you do approve of the way that it looks. If not, go back and make those changes accordingly. So now my paperback content is complete. I can go down. I see that my printing cost is $3.14 per book on Amazon. So that's the cost of printing your book. You're going to need to incorporate that into your pricing. And Amazon does take a split of the royalties. It's about a 60-40 split. So you're going to need to research that in order to set your price point and the financial goals that you have for yourself. And that's actually the next step after you hit save and continue. The next option is paperback rights and pricing. And this first section here is about territories. You'll select the territories for which you hold distribution rights. So if you wrote the book yourself and you hold all the rights to it, you can press all territories. This will allow you to sell your book worldwide across the globe. Again, we've already selected our primary marketplace as Amazon.com worldwide. So you're going to continue scrolling down to this pricing, royalty, and distribution section. This is where you'll enter the list price you'd like to sell your book for, and your book will be distributed in the marketplaces listed. So here, you have the option to just type in US dollars how much you want to sell your book for. Let's sell this book for $100 each. When you do that, it'll give you your splits. So Amazon takes a 60% cut of your sales on your book. You need to keep this in mind. So if I were to sell this book for $100, Amazon is going to take $56.86. My cut, 40%, is going to be $36.86. And with that, your pricing will be converted based on what you entered. So this is how much your book will cost in the UK. This is how much your book will cost in Europe. All of these different currencies worldwide. And you'll see how much money you'll make off of it. So set your price, go down to terms and conditions. You'll see that you have 72 hours for your book to be available for purchase. And you can now go down here to publish your paperback book. And just like that, your paperback has been submitted. That's literally how easy it is to upload and get your book on Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing for others to buy and purchase. You'll get an email in about 2 to 3 days telling you if your book has been approved. If it doesn't get approved, they'll email you. And after that, you can go back and change your book details, content, and pricing. But you'll have to resubmit your book to make sure it meets the guidelines and go through this process again. But essentially, that's how you do it, step by step. It's not that hard. And anybody can become an author independently and self-publish on Amazon and start selling their book right away. You don't need the traditional publishing house. You don't need to pay anybody to do this stuff for you. you can just go and partner with Amazon. They take the royalties and the splits, but you can essentially become an author overnight based on your own hard work and by following these steps here. I appreciate you guys listening. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about this process, feel free to leave them down below in the comments, and I'll answer them to the best of my ability. Good luck with your writing process. Good luck with the process of getting this uploaded and published to Amazon. I wish all of you authors out there and potential authors out there nothing but the best of luck, high sales, and I hope you take this information, use it to your advantage, and get your message out there to the rest of the world. Thanks for watching, guys.